Alright, hello and welcome to the fourth episode that I did not expect to happen, but it happened anyway, so it is what it is. Today I'm going to explain to you how we're going to make this bracket, and before we start with the code, I want to explain a bit how the code works. To do that, actually I can just show you first how it is going to work when we're done with this. So like this, something, submit. At this point you have this already, and you are going to get the names to this. You have done this already if you watched my previous episode, and then it goes to finals, but we have not done more than this. So basically what we're going to make is also a working finals and also a glowing effect to the winner. So if we say like 2-0 here, then this will get green and this will get gold as Team ABC won. So how does this work? Also, I see that some margin is missing here, but we'll fix it in the video. Basically, it works like this. We have 5 containers. All of these containers is inside of one big container. So how are we making the lines? The lines are not lines. They are like boxes. And if I would remove this, you would see that it's just a box. But since there is a border, and in CSS we can control the borders, in this case we have top, right, and bottom border. We don't have a left border. So in theory there are lines. Like, it would be pretty hard to just make lines and put them exactly where you want. I guess it's possible, but this way is more convenient in my opinion. So it's like one box over here and another box here. More like this, but yeah, that doesn't matter. Yeah, and then these are placed inside a grid. These two, this is also inside of a grid, their own grid. This as well, etc. And that's how it works. So even here, it's just a box. And yeah, I guess we'll get this result. No, this result at the end. So that's what we're making in this video. And yeah, let's start. So here we are. And we're going to start with the HTML, and then we're going to go to the JavaScript, and at the end we're going to add the CSS. So I would recommend putting some lines here, and also I want to let you guys know that we added some classes here to those between the videos, so make sure to add them. And also we added these two style sheets, which we're going to add right now. Like this, and the other one. They're going to have their own CSS later on, but it's too early right now to add it. So we gotta start with HTML as mentioned, and we're not going to add any more JavaScript files. We could do it, but in the version I made already, it's in the same JavaScript file as the previous video, so I'm not really going to change it at this point. So to start things off, we're going to make a div, and we're going to give it a class of big grid. Class big grid. And big G over here. Right. And here inside of this, we're going to have all of the what do you call it? The containers. So the first container is going to be called bracket container. So we're gonna make a div and give it a class of bracket container _1. And this container is going to have some stuff, but we're gonna add the stuff later. And after we're going to have a grid container. When I say grid, I mean like the lines. And then we're going to copy those two. Again, have 2, 2, and this last one is going to be here as well as a 3. Because the third one doesn't have any, like if we go back here, there's no lines after here. It's just what do you call it? It's just the name of the winner. So that's why we don't need any names. Inside of the bracket container, we're going to have more divs. As you probably know with me already, I like divs. And it's going to be called div, and we're going to give it the class of match. We're going to add another one of this. Right. And inside of the match, we're going to have 4 elements. These 4 elements are those 1, 2, 3, 4, and then twice. So basically, make a space, and let's see, it's going to be div. First, we have the value. It's going to be 0, like 0 points or goals, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to give this a class of bracket input, and again, it's a space. Let's see what else. We're going to make another div. We can make another one of this. Then more divs. This one is going to have the text group 1 number 1, and the class of this is going to be as much as bracket names. Make sure to spell it correctly, because otherwise you're not going to find the error later on. And that's going to be group 2 number 2. And there's that, the first one done. Then we gotta go to the next one, which is inside of this, and this is going to be group 2, this is going to be group 1. And now the first container is done right now, like it's ready for use, but we're not going to put anything inside of it yet, like the JavaScript. We're going to do the JavaScript later. Alright, now next up is the grid container 1. Inside of it, we're going to have a grid box, and for that we do div, and this div is going to get a class called the grid box, and we can probably tab this as well. Inside of the grid box, we're going to have 2 boxes. Basically, this is a box, and this is a box. So you cannot see them because they are transparent, but you can just see the borders of them. So for the first box, we're gonna give it it's gonna be a div with a class of box. We're gonna make another one of this, and inside of the first box, we're gonna make a new div. Yes, I know it's a lot of divs, but just follow along. And this div is going to be called 3-lined box, and the other one is going to be called 1-line box. What I mean with this is that this one has 1, 2, 3 lines, like assuming this is 1 line, and the other box has just 1 line. So there's that. And that completes the half of it. Now we're just gonna copy and paste this. And there's that. Now grid container 1 is done. Now next up is going to be bracket container 2, which has all of this basically, but just once, not twice. And we're gonna add a 2, not 2, but like underscore 2 to everything. And what else? Let's see. Yeah, and here we're going to say winner match 1, And below here we're going to say winner match 2. And this one is basically... oh, crap. Close this. Basically it is these two. So yeah. Next up is the next grid container, which we can copy again. But we don't need two of them, we just need one of them. So it's going to be this part. And paste it. So we're going to add a 2 below everything as well here. Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. And that completes this as well. Next up is going to be the final bracket container. And inside of this, we're not going to have much, to be honest. We're just going to have the match. Not even the whole match, just part of the match. But let's just copy it. And get the 3 here. And we can just delete everything except here and add 3. And we can say winner finals. And now that is all for the HTML. We can also add a few line breaks, I guess. Hold on. Over here. We can do it more nicely, but let's just have it like this for now. Let's add 2 more. We could add the spacing later, but just to make it easy. So if we look at this right now, it should look like something. Let's see if I can open the host again. There you go. So it's really ugly right now, but that's fine because it's going to look like something soon. So that's the HTML of it. Next up, we're going to do the JavaScript. And for that, we will open the... no, not this one. This one. Alright. So first things first, we are going to get the bracket names. And just, you know, I'm copying from my, like, my notes, because it's impossible to remember all of it. So I'm not even gonna bother remembering it in my head. So this is splitting the old code from new code. So in case I did some changes between the codes. So in case there's something wrong, just take a look through it and see if you have the same code right now. If you don't, just fix it. If you do, then perfect. I'm pretty sure it's the same code. Alright, so we are going to have the, let's see, let team1 underscore bracket equal to document dot query selector all, then dot bracket names. And if we take bracket names and see where it is, it's those. So you're on the same page, that is. And we want the first object of this. Then we're gonna copy it 4 times. And 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Right. So then we're going to get the next element, which is the team name. Where we are going to place the team name, I think. Let team1 input for bracket. Team1 input for bracket equals to document dot query selector all. And this time we're going to get the dot team name and also the first object in this. because this returns like an array of objects. We want the first one of them, and there's 4 of them as well. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. There's that. Next up is we're going to make them equal to each other. So basically this dot text content, then dot text contents, and we're gonna do this for the rest of them. So 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Right. So then we go to do something with the results as well. I wonder if you need this. No, I don't think so. Let's see. So if we do submit this, and yeah, there you go. Team ABC, Team Alligators, Team Apes, Team HDF. That's what we need. Right, so next up is going to be the second button, which is submit semifinals. And you should be having this code already over here. And once again, we go to make a line between them. Like this. And all the new code is going to be below this line. So basically, we are going to start with can we just pick it up again? Team 1 for bracket. Let's see. No, it's a new one, never mind. So let's team 1 bracket for bracket. I know the names are weird, but just you can name them whatever you want at the end, but just use these names for now so you don't get errors. Team name, and we want the first object of this. Two, 3, 4. Well, oops. 1, 2, 3. And next up is going to get the semifinals one. So let team. I know I'm not showing you right now where I'm getting all of this from, but otherwise the video will take like 2 hours, and that's not really the point. Document dot query selector all, and we're going to do dot bracket name s2, and we're going to have the first object here, and here second object 2. Right, so next up we are going to get the where do we have it? This one is going to be used. Yeah, I don't know why it's up there, it should be down here. So get this as well. Next up is the results of the semifinals. So let the result underscore 01 semi equals document dot get element by ID, not the query selector. And this time around, I'm just gonna copy it because I already know it. Group 1 number 1 placement, and 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 2, then 2, 2. No, 1, 2. Yeah, like this. Let's see the next step, next part. Next part is as much as let the team input bracket 1 document dot query selector all. Then we're gonna pick up the bracket underscore input we made before, and we want the first object as well. So 2, 3, 4, and 0, 1, 2, 3. Nice. And now for the final part, not the final part, but almost final part, we're just going to parse them. So team1 team input bracket over, where is it? Oh, there. Dot text content is equal to result of semi, this one, dot value. And this is copying the results right now. I think, yeah. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So if we would check this out right now, we should be getting these results to over here. So if we put like 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Yeah. So it's working. Next up is the if statements. So before, we're also going to add the color thing, and yeah. So to do that, we are writing team1 bracket text content equal to team1 bracket for bracket dot text content, and the next step to get the colors, we do team1 bracket semi. There you go. And here we're going to add dot class name equals to, and I'm just gonna copy it from my notes like that. And the winner is a class of like a special class. We don't have it yet in the CSS, but we're gonna have it later. And the loser doesn't get one. Then we're gonna copy this, paste it, and change the place of these two. And in case there's a tie, both of theirs should disappear. So basically, none of them should have the winner in their class. We're gonna do the same process. Let's see, I forgot something, I think. Yeah, I forgot this part as well. Let's see, team1 bracket dot text content equals to team2 for bracket dot text content. Nice. And for the last one, we're just gonna copy this too. Alright, so here's this. Now we're gonna do the same process over here. Result 3, we should be over here. Yeah, that's cool. we could just copy all of it. And then let's see, 2 and 3 and 3 here. Then team 3 here and team 4 here. Then we're gonna copy this again, and we're going to write 2 is 4 and 4 3, and for the last one we could just copy from here. We're gonna match 2, and it's going to say two. When you match 2, or is it 1? I think it's 1. And 3 4. No, it's 2 here. All right, and that is it for this button. Now these 2 buttons are done. Let's see what happens. So if you put in some results, and 2 1, and there it is. There goes to there. And yeah, but they also get the class of winner, even though you can't see it right now. There. So the winner gets a winner class. We will be able to see it later. Alright, so let's see. We're soon done. Or not soon, but we just have one more button to do, and it's the submit finals button, which we're going to do right now. Let's see. And it's not too big. It's very similar to the other ones, but it's not huge. Like those two. These two are like huge. Alright, so to do this, we are going to get to submit the finals, and we're just gonna put it here as well, and just gonna put this here and this here, and we're gonna add close the array on the curly brackets. Alright, so now we're going to do the final button, and after it we just have the CSS left, which is nice. So to make this a bit easier, we're gonna add some comments to understand where we are. So top, let team finals 1 document dot get element by ID, no, class name, I mean, by class name, and we're going to write as much as team name 2, and we're gonna pick up the first object of this, and then we're gonna have the other one, and yeah, let's see. So team finals 2 is basically those in the finals. Next up is the results. Let's team finals result 1. We just copy this, I guess. And the class is result class 2. And we're gonna do this again, but instead of here, you're gonna have a 2 and a 1 here. And that's that. That's it for the top. Now we're gonna go to the bottom. And when I say top, I'm referring to this is the top. This is the bottom. No, I mean this is the top. And this is the bottom, basically. When I get the elements. Alright, so let the team finals results bracket 1 equal to document dot get element by class name, and then we can have bracket input 2, and you can add 0 here. If you want, you could copy this from the previous button, but I just like to write it just because. And 2 and 1 here, just like before. Next up, we're going to get the. I don't know, you could just copy this, I guess. And instead of results, it's just a name. Name. And the bracket inputs. No, bracket names, not input. Right. So there's that. And then we go to the. Now we're done with this as well. Now it's about the final box we're going to get. Let's see. Let finals object equals to document dot get element by class name, and inside of it we're going to have bracket names and _3, and we can pick up the first object. And let's see, now we're just going to do equal sign thing, which is basically, let's see, this one, the name, no, result, I mean, dot text content is equal to, oh, by the way, we forgot to do the dot value on the this one, because this is an input, so we need to get the value. So we're just gonna put the equal sign here. Two and 2. Now it's gonna pick up the result from the finals and apply them. No, semifinals. Yeah. Or final. I don't know. No, yeah, from semifinals, because that's how it works, basically. Alright, now we just have the if statements, now we're done. And for the if statement, we can just copy it, I guess, to make our lives a bit easier. Like this. We can hide this again. And let's see. In here, we're going to have team finals results, which is over here. Two. And let's delete everything inside of this, all of them. Team finals result, yeah. Paste. And now we're going to add whatever content is inside of this. So finals object dot text content is equal to team finals 1 dot text content. Okay, nice. Then team finals name bracket 1 dot class name, not list name, is equal to I'm just gonna copy it. You can just copy mine as well. The other one, which is 2, should not have it. Basically, if this guy wins, the first guy wins, then the guy should have the winner, not the other person. And if this guy wins as well, then it doesn't matter. The final object should have the winner gold class. Basically, I'm just gonna copy it as well because I'm too lazy to write it like this. So it doesn't matter who wins because the winner is a winner, and that winner should have, you know, a gold flashy style in CSS. So yeah. And here we can do the same. We can just copy this. Final object is equal to, but not 1, but it's going to be 2 here. And here we're going to reverse it like this, because the second person is winning here. So the second person should have it. And either way, one of them is winning. So this class is going to be the same. And next up is going to be, in case of a tie, then none of them is a winner. So we should remove the winner class. And the same goes for the finals. There is no winner, so we remove the winner gold class. And as for text content, final object is going to be texted. And then we're going to write the winner finals. Alright, so the JavaScript is done. Now we're gonna start with the extra style sheet. Actually, if we go first here and check it out, check if it's working, by the way. So if you say like submit something and we say like 2 or 3, you see that team ABC goes to next round. Team HDF as well goes next round. So team ABC versus HDF, this match. And if you say 3 here and submit it, nothing happens because something is wrong. 168. What is? Oh, Eli 161. This is capital I, not big I. Alright, so do another one. That's wrong. No, I don't think so. Alright, so we've tested now. So let's submit something and 2. This goes here and 2. Still something wrong? No. Team ABC, Team HDF, submit. Oh. It's because this says submit semi, it doesn't say final, so the code didn't even begin to start, which is kind of unfortunate. Anyways, it should work now. So if you submit something, then 2, go, and then if I 2 here, there you go, Team ABC. And this one has winner gold class. Right, so now that we know it works, we can start with the CSS in this. And yeah, after it we're going to be done almost. So we have the first CSS, and I'm just gonna copy paste it because I'm not gonna write each line of this, to be honest. You can just pause the video and you know, get it. And you can put whatever color you want here. It doesn't have to be my colors, but this one is a bit darker than this one, and these are all the same. So those 2 are the same, and those 3 are the same. And the same logic applies here. You can add whatever color you want. Just make sure that this name is the same as this name, and winner gold is the one, you know, I write in CS in the JavaScript. And winner here has the glowing green, which is over here. And yeah, that's the animation we use for this one. And don't worry, it looks shit right now, but after we put the real CSS on, it's going to look pretty good. Alright, so we're going to enter the final CSS, not this one, this one. And in here, we're going to have plenty of CSS to write. So we're like done in 5 minutes something, 5-6 minutes. So dot big grid. In this one, we're going to have display of grid, and the grid template columns is going to be 190 pixels, 80 pixels, 190 pixels, and 80 pixels, and 150 pixels. And just for the sake of it, I'm going to do like this right now. We are going to do as much as this and this, so you can see what the heck is going on back here. And already you can tell something has happened. We're going to continue feeding CSS. And the next step is dot bracket, actually let's do this. It's good practice to split the CSS so you can separate them. Like if there's something wrong, you know where to go. So this is the first container, bracket container 1. Then after it, we're going to have the grid container 1. Then we can copy both. Then 2, and well, it's really just copy paste while making this. It's not really, it's not unique codes, so to speak. And 3. Right, so let's start. So we got the bracket container 1. And inside of this, we're gonna put the margin in the top of 20 pixels. And next up is going to be dot match. And for this, we are going to have a width of 190 pixels. And we're gonna have a display of grid. And grid template columns is going to be 40 pixels and pixels, and then we're gonna have the grid template rows is going to be 60 pixels and 40 pixels, and there's that. Next up is going to be the class bracket input, and this one is going to have a height of 20 pixels, and the background color, I'm just gonna copy it because I'm not like this. It's like light gray, so you can choose whatever color you want, it doesn't really matter. And the text alignment is going to be centered, and we're gonna have a border as well of 1 pixel solid black. Right, then we go to the next one, which is going to be the dot bracket names. In this one, we're gonna have a text align of centered, and the background color of another shade of gray, a bit dark, I think, yeah. And the border 1px solid black, and then the height of 20 pixel. Nice. Now we're done with this one. Next up, we're going to start with grid container 1, which is going to be the grid container 1. And in this one, I want to display a grid as well. We have lots of display grid in this. And we're going to have a width of 80 pixels. And we're going to have a grid template column. We don't really need this, but why not? Next up is going to be the grid box. And small b. We're gonna have margin in the top of 25 pixels. We're going to have a width of 8 pixels. We're going to have a display grid here as well. And we are going to have grid template columns, 40 pixels, 40 pixels. And yeah, that's it for this one. Next up is going to be grid box once again. Dot grid box, but this time around we're going to specifically choose one of the grid boxes, inth of type, and we're going to choose the second one. And yeah, next up is, inside of it we're going to put a margin in the top of minus 10 pixel for some reason. It's because it's going to be too high at some point. Next up is the box itself, and it's gonna have a margin top of 5 pixel. Then next up, now we're gonna start with the lines. So 3 line box, and we're just positioning them as we want. So border 1 px solid black. And you see that it becomes a square right now. So if you put the height of 60 right now, you will see what it looks like. It's a square right now, but I don't want to show the bottom. Yeah, I don't want to show the left one, the left border. So border left, and we choose black again, but then we do transparent. Now we get the, square without the left border, which is what we need. So next up, we're going to do the one line box. So one line box. And for this one, we're gonna have a border bottom only of 1 px solid black. And we're gonna have a height of 30 pixels. There you have it. Something feels off. Let's see. It's probably gonna fix itself later. So next up, we're going to do the other container. Can you just copy this? And we can put it all to 2 here. And the values are 50 pixels here and 190 pixels. Okay, for this we don't change this. This we change to 100. And here it's going to be 20 pixels, same color, centered, yeah. And this is also going to be the same. So basically, next up is going to be the other grid. So we copy this. And we do the same process. We change all of them to 2. And for this one, it's going to be 80 pixels as well, and 80 pixels here. This is going to be 55 instead. And 80, 80, 40, 40, that's fine. Then a margin top of 5 pixels, not negative. And it's going to be 5 as well. 1 pixel. It's going to be 100. And let's see, what else? This one's going to be 50 pixels. Yeah, and there's that. Next up is the, let's see, the final bracket container. I feel like I missed something in the CSS here. We'll see later what I missed. So we could just copy this again and replace it with 3s, except we don't need the actually let's do this. We don't need the input, to be honest. Yeah, we just need these 3, and the margin top in here is going to be 100, and the width is going to be 190, and we don't need this, and we don't need this either because it's just one row, and we want to center it, we want the background color. Yeah, that's about it. The remaining of the CSS is inside of the style sheet. Let's see what that is. Okay, so basically we did 2 mistakes here. The first one is the box here. This should be box top, not the full margin. And the second one is the match here. It's a capital M. So if we delete this, write capital M instead, we should be getting the correct stuff. And there you have it. I guess this one is a bit off. It's a box in the first grid, so 1, 2, over here, I guess, with box, the first one. And guess you can change this, I think. -5, maybe. 0, 5. There you go. And yeah, there you have it. That's the CSS required for this. So basically, if you refresh right now, and we put in some stuff here, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Submit, you get this one. And we do this here as well. So team ABC winner, team Elves winner, and we say if it gets tie, becomes tie, then it returns to winner match 1, and it says 2-2, then there's a 3-2, it goes. Then next up is the finals, which is this, and if you put like 1-0 here, team nice wins, and if it's a tie, returns to normal, and if the other team wins, and if we totally reverse it, then it's going to take the other. And that was what the long JavaScript code was for. It's for any scenario basically. So yeah, I would say we have succeeded with the mission right now, and I hope this was useful in whatever you're going to use it. You could obviously add more CSS and, you know, grid them up so they are, you know, more horizontal. You could also use PHP to make like tabs and put each one in them. But generally speaking, this is the idea on how to make a round robin, group stage, and the bracket at the end as well. So I hope this was useful, and I'm very sure we made all of this possible. I hope you enjoyed and watched the rest of the videos. Adios.